So in this class we will learn how to create a login page using your text fields and button. Your text fields and button, right? So go to the Xcode, create new Xcode project. So I started. It is taking some time. So somehow it is very slow. So create new Xcode project, single view application. Next, what is that? Login example, right? Give this as a name as login example, right? Next, go to the desktop, student, and create project. Now go to the storyboard file, go to the ViewController, open this ViewController. Now go to here and change this one to inferior to size inspector properties. How can I change that? Go to ViewController and go to size inspector or properties. I need to change it to this one, correct? The properties we have a 4-inch screen. Take this 4-inch screen. Now you can see this, like so. Now we will drag and drop two text fields, UI text fields. Make it like this. Correct. So this is called one text field. Control C, Control V. So you can take this also like this. One more text field. Right. So now go to the properties of text field. Properties of text field. Text is plain. If you want to enter, you can enter. For example, you want to enter any data, that means any hint to the user. For example, enter username, right? So here you need to type a placeholder. So come to here and change the placeholder for enter password, correct? Now, right? So there are many kinds of styles. Go to the here, you can go here like this also, go one bordered one like this, or come to here like this bordered one, right? So now I want to change the height of the scroll view, right? So go to here, try to change the height of the scroll view to 40, right? It is able to change, right? Come to here and also change this. This is the way to change the height of the text field, right? So now see some of the properties. We have seen this and we have seen this. If you want, we can put the image in the background and we can set the minimum font size. For example, text view is going to be more, then we can change the minimum font size. For password field, we need to provide what? Secure text. Secure text means while you are typing the password, it is not going to be displaying the letters. So for this purpose, you have to do what? Secure text. And you also mention the keyboard type, that we will see slowly. right? So this is the way to create a two text fields in the interface builder. Then take the UI button, right? So come to here, UI button. So this is about UI button. Go to the button properties and change what? Login. Give it as a login and change some background color if you want. Go to the background color. View part, it is there. See, you can go here, you can change any background color, right? So whenever I wanted to print, so for example, if you wanted to run in the bigger screen, right? So we need to align it properly, right? To do that, select all this and align to the center. Editor, align horizontal centered container, right? So now there are some errors, right? So it is saying I don't know from where to I need to start the position. Next position, that y position it does not know whether you need to start, it needs to start from here or, so that's why there are some problems, right? To do that, what we have to do, select this. So it is trying to display here, that's why it is showing there is some conflicts over here, it can be displayed over here. To avoid that conflict, go to the editor, pin, whenever you see that y position is wrong, you go for top space to super view, then give us some margin between this, vertical margin, editor, pin, vertical spacing. What is this? Vertical spacing. Same way for button also, give the some vertical spacing, editor, pin, vertical spacing. So if you see here, if you want to change it to 44 to 50, you can change 50, then it will move it like this, right? So now it is saying there are some misplacing things. So here it is, look at here, sorry. So for login button, x is equal to 141 expected, but now it is what is there, 71 it is there, right? So select it, update the frame contains x and y position and width, it automatically updates the values, right? Update it, right? So they are becoming what, very width wise they are decreasing, height wise they are decreasing. Why? Because it is happening, we did not set any height constraint and width constraints, correct? So that's why it is taking what, intrinsic size means the size that required to hold the data. For example, if you enter much data, it automatically increases. For a do that, it automatically increases or not? Go here, go to the username field. Here we can enter some data, right? So username something, it automatically increases. Go to here, misplaced arguments, update the frames. If you update the frames, it will right? So based on the your context, it is going to be increased. This is called your intrinsic size. It is taking what, intrinsic size, right? Instead of that, you can mention what, fixed width and height, right? To do that, select this, go to editor, pin, width, provide width at the same way. If you want 160 width is there, if you want you can mention what, 200, right? Now go to again here, username, editor, pin, height also you can mention what, 30 as a height, right? Same way do it for what, second field also. Go to here, editor, pin, height, editor, pin, width, right? So now go to the height, select this height constraint, go to here constant. So here see, enter password height equals to 21, make it to 30, right? After that, width it is asking, make it to, select it, go to here, make it to 200. So you need to go for properties, select your constant, go to properties and align it. Same way you can set height and width to the button also, right? Pin, width, right? Both are width, delete one. editor pin. Now go for height property, correct? It is 40, right? Same way it is how much? 50, right? So this is about right. So here if you see this text field, go here, there are warnings, fix them, update frame, right? Come to here, go to here, select this username, remove this text, only place a placeholder, that is only enter username, right? So we have a text field that are aligned but horizontally center and vertically some distance, right? So whenever you click on the button, you need to read the data from these two text fields. That means I need to access these two objects. Whenever I need to access the object from interface builder, what I need to do, I need to write a connections. That means I need to write a IB outlets, right? So that means I need two IB outlets, one for username field, one for password field. I need one IB action, that is the button action, right? So whenever you click on this button, I need to execute one method. Here also I need to go for a connection, right? So whenever click on this, I need to access this text on the username and password, and I need to validate it, right? So for this purpose, I need to have a IB action to this and IB outlets to this, right? So now go for select the username, go for assistant editor, here go to the connection inspector. Now see new referencing outlet to access the object. At which object we need to access? Text field object. Now drag and drop to here somewhere. What is this file name? Controller.m, correct. Somehow it is not giving. Go to here, new referencing outlet, correct. Go for any interface file, okay, come to here. Now it will give, right? So now user name field, it is generating property of type IB outlet in the private interface. Same way select this new referencing outlet, okay, drag and drop. Password field, type it password field, right? So now we have two IB outlets. I need one more IB action. Go to here, touch up inside, drag in inside of implementation file before end, right? Touch up inside, so name it as a login button click, right? So this is the connections, right? If you observe here, go to data file, we have two IB outlets properties, right? So one for user password field, one for username field, right? So now go, we have one more thing, the IB action. If you see, observe IB action, method name and the method parameter, right? Whenever that method is clicked, this is going to be applied, right? So just print the login button clicked, just printing the log to verify whether it is called or not. So go here and run it. Right, so now see here, it is taking some time to update here. So login button click here, so login button click, right? Here what I need to do, I need to read the text field data. So how do we read the data? First we need to access the object. Objects are connected, that's why password object with this password field and username field object is assigned to this variable. Now I need to access that and check, right? If username self dot username, we have properties, that's why we need to use self dot username field dot text is equals to string. For example, username is equals to string. Username is Rajendra, for example. Rajendra. And self dot password to that name. Go to here, this one. Correct. Remove this. It will give him password p dot text is equals to string. Then what you will do? You will write, for example, password is 1234. Then you will print what? Password is correct. What is that? Password is correct. Right? So now see else password is not correct. Correct? Go to here and run and see. Enter username Rajendra, password 1234, press. So password is correct. Right? So whatever you print, that is going to. For example, remove one keyword. Sorry. Come to here, remove some text. Password is not correct. That means it is failing. If you change the username also, it will fail like that. Right? So now, if you observe here, we are not showing what password. Why? Because this is a password field. We need to hide the entered password. Right? So how do we achieve this? We have gone to the storyboard and the password field. We mentioned what? Go to the properties. We enable what? Secure text. We enable secure text. Some properties like secure text. Here is the secure text, but username we did not enable that secure text. Right? Same way, for example, username is only contains keyboard type of it is default type. If you want, you can change it to the only what number pad or email pad. So if you put the email pad for the username and put the number pad for what password field, right? So now see what is going to be happen. By default, what it is coming? It is coming the default keyboard, but I change it whenever the cursor is here in the first text field, it will be a email pad. If the password field contains, the text keyboard should be changed to the number pad. That we need to see. Go to here. So see, it's saying something. Stop it. Run it. Go to here. Enter something. Keyboard is not coming. So bold, clear and run. Sometimes keyboard is not coming in the simulator. Right? So I change the keyboard type, right? Somehow it is not coming. Let's see. The find key plane that supports type for iPhone number pad using. Maybe the simulator is not supporting these number pads, but in the real device you will get the number pad for the password and email pad for the what for username. Right? Now I have a question, so I change it to the default one and For this also I change it to default one. Then I have a one question, right? So whenever keyboard comes here, it is not working. Go to here, quit it, and launch in different simulator just for testing. It is running. So whenever we launch the application, the new simulator, initially it will take. It is running. It is showing here. It is running. You need to wait for 1 minute. So maybe we can see this. Yes, simulator is there. So now it is launching. So click on this. So now keyword came, right? So you type something like this, and you want to remove the keyboard when you click on the written button, right? That I am trying to say. So if you want to do that, we have to register for what? UI text field delegate methods. Which methods? UI text field delegate methods, right? So these delegate methods are going to be called when you do some operation on what? Text field, right? So to register, to do that, we have to follow some steps. First step is registration for the text field delegate methods. After that, we need to implement the one of the delegate method based on the our requirement, right? That we will see now. Go to the storyboard again. Here, new text. Go to here, drag and drop the delegate method. Delegate to the view controller. It is the delegate to the view controller. So I register for this one, right? Go to the view controller.h file. Write down that delegate name, right? UI text field delegate, right? Now go to here. See, we have many number of methods. All these are optional methods, right? We need to find out a method which will be called when you click on the return button, so that we will write some code. That code will make the keyboard should be hidden, right? So there is a method called text field should return. So this method gets called whenever you click on the return button on the keyboard. Implement this before the @ end, right? So now right. So this method gets called whenever you click on the return button. Print something, ns log, write it here. So text field should return method is called, and return true. We have to return true, then only that keyboard is going to be removed from it, right? So now see, run and see whether this method is called or not. We need to test, right? Here click return. This method is getting called, but keyboard is not removing, right? To remove the keyboard, we need to call one method called resign first responder. What is that? Resign first responder, like this, right? So now see, click on this, keyboard came, return, right? Click on this, now click on this. So now keyboard is not coming. That means what could be the reason? There may be a chances that this method is not getting called. Keep the breakpoint and check it. Yes, this method is not getting. Go to the here and see, this method is getting called and the keyboard is removing, right? So why this method is not getting called for this text field? For this text field, we did not register for the delegate method. That's why this method is not getting called, right? You want to achieve that, go to the storyboard file, select the enter password field, come to here, drag and drop what? Delegate. Drag and drop delegate to the view controller, right? So now it is registered. Stop it and run and see, right? So now go here, return button, method is getting executed and the keyboard is going to be removed. Go here, remove this. Go here, remove this, right? So how are you achieving this? First we need to do what? Register for the delegate methods of text field, right? So then implement the one method which will be called whenever you click on the written button, right? So instead of written button, what we are doing, we are calling the reason first responder. This is going to be the keyword from the screen, right? Now you can ask which text field object it is going to be get when you click on the written button. For two text field, this method is only going to single method is going to be called. For any number of text field, this method is going to be called. But at runtime, it will receive the parameter as a active parameter. For example, your cursor is there in this text field, and you click on the written button, it will get the username field as a parameter to this method. For example, if your cursor is here in the password field and you click on the written button, the same method is going to be clicked. Now the object is here password object, and the password object we are calling reason first responder, right? So we have any number of text field, this method is only going to be called, and at runtime it will receive the active text field object. On the text field object we are calling reason first responder, and we are returning true. If you are not returning this true, your keyword is not going to be removed. We have to call this and return true, right? So now so based on your UI design, for example, if you are working in some company, they will give you the login screen. Based on that screen, we have to decide whether we have to keep the username field with some image, so that you will get the same look and feel, right? So here we have many number of properties. Using that properties, we can keep the background color or background image, and we can change the height and width, so that we can get the login page. It looks like as the screen that you have given by your UI designer, right? So you have to use some images and some font styles and width and height, so that it will look good, right? That is up to you. Based on your project requirement, the login screen is going to be changed, right? So this is about what login screen